Hello, hello, and welcome to Easy Chat episode 109. I'm only talking to my replay people, as we like to call it these days, but I'm here with a very good Facebook friend of mine, a video coach and branding strategist, Bobby Donohue. Hello, Bobby. Welcome so much to my show. I was looking forward to get you on here, and I'm so delighted to have you. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm awesome. Thank you so much, Juliette, for having me here. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Tell us a little bit in your own words about yourself for those people who don't know you. I don't think it's possible, but maybe somebody doesn't.
That would be funny. Yeah, I don't think I'm that famous yet, but well, maybe one day that would be really, really cool. My name is Bobby. I'm a video coach and trainer for entrepreneurs. And I help entrepreneurs make and use video in your business to, basically it's to help people boost their confidence on camera. A lot of people don't have the confidence to get on camera and do this kind of stuff that you and I are doing right now, and to help them define your brand, because I like to talk about like projecting your vision for your brand. So it's like video is such an amazing way to do that now, because people can really see it, they can feel your energy more than any other medium, I think. And finally, to attract your audience, because when you're making videos, when you're doing stuff and putting yourself out there like that, you're going to be attracting the right people who are into you. When I'm doing my videos, people can see me, they can get a feel for me, and people who like what I'm about, they might want to be in my audience. And people who are like, nah, I'm this guy, they don't have to be in my audience, and either way is fine, because I only really want to deal with the people who want to be around me,
That's
so
right. It's the principle, isn't it, of like the attraction marketing. If you like me, stick with me. If you don't like me, the world is your oyster. Go ahead.
Right. Because why would you want to be attracting people around you or try to get them as clients or get them in your group if they're not really into what you're doing, if they don't feel a connection with you? I'd rather have people in my group who feel a connection to me and want to watch my videos and want to hang out with me and want to interact with me than like 10 times more people who just don't care, because then it's just a number on the ticker.
Well, you're very lucky, actually, because I think your group is so active. It's one of the most active groups I'm part of, to be honest. Tell us a little bit, just for those people who don't know what the group is. What is it called?
I started this group. Thank you. I started a group called Video for Business: The Art of Audience Attraction. And that's really what it's about. It's about how to attract your audience through attraction marketing and using the tactic or the strategy of video branding. And so it's really, I'm just teaching them some of the what they need to know for video. There's certainly the technical stuff, like how to use your iPhone, how to use your cameras, what kind of equipment. I talk about lighting a lot, because you want to make sure that you look good on camera. And Juliette, your lighting is impeccable today. You look amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But I know you and I have had a conversation about that. We sat there and we did some stuff where we were looking at your lighting and what do you think of this and what do you think of that? And you tried out a few things until you nailed it.
It really helped me it's really helped me, because you have a group that exactly you support people like myself. I use a lot of videos in my marketing. So sometimes it's impossible to do everything on your own. You do need feedback, and you need feedback from people who can help. So sending you a video and asking what you think was just a great thing. And then I was able to sort it out. I never had a problem after that. So it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
That's wonderful. I'm happy to hear that. It's funny, because one of the things that I do in my group that I think is unique is I started something called live practice. So in most groups, you're not allowed to go live. And technically, I don't want people going live in my group either and just like doing their rants or doing, sales pitches and things like that. It's not for that. But I created something called #live_practice, where if maybe you've never done a live video before and you're nervous and scared. So I said, you know what, this should be a safe place for people to do their first one. So if you've never done one before, or maybe you've only done one or two and you're nervous to do it in front of your audience, do it in front of this audience, because this is an audience of entrepreneurs learning how to do it too. So we're only going to jump on and go, yeah, go for it. And when I'm around, I'll jump on too, and everybody will give feedback and stuff like that.
That's right. And there is a very valuable feedback that people get, you know, they could be like, move the light a little bit, or, you know, use a different microphone or something. There's just hands-on advice that you can implement, and then you do look better, and you do, because it's important how you come across on screen. People are looking at you, and a lot of people are saying, oh, I had a video and, you know, people are only watching a couple of seconds. Well, there is a reason. Maybe you're just not attractive, not you as a person, but it's just your settings, because, you know, we judge the book by the cover. It's only a couple of seconds for us to grab our attention. Everybody's competing for that, you know, few seconds of attention. So you have to straight away make sure that you look good. And Bobby's group is fantastic for that. Live practices are fantastic for that. And I know so many people who are extremely talented in what they're doing, and they're just not reaching enough audience. They're not showing it enough. You know, sometimes saying that, you know, I help you doing this and this and this, that's not enough. You really need to show your personality. People want to work with people that they like. And video is just the best thing for showing your personality, isn't it? And this is so, I just had a 7 days challenge for people to go and do some videos, those people who wouldn't probably do it in their own groups, and actually had people who have their own groups and they're doing their videos, and then they were able to open up in my group much more, because there was just sort of this safe environment, and it wasn't their own audience as well. So this little bit that they're holding back, they were able to open as well. I think that these things like live practices, they're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. Well, another question I have for you as well, because I know that you are running some online courses, and I'm very interested. I'm about to launch a couple of online courses, so I'm very interested in about how it works and how you started and how you... Just to start all this, can you tell me what online courses do you have at the moment?
Well, I'm creating an online course that's sort of an extension of the free group. You know, so in the free group, we talk about what you need to do to start using video in your business. And I think the biggest topics that we cover are confidence on camera, and some technical things like lighting and cameras and using your iPhone, and some editing stuff. And then there's also like the platforms and the strategy behind it. So I talk a lot about how to make videos specifically for YouTube, and then what to do with them, and how to make videos specifically for Facebook and what to do with them on Facebook. So all of that is the like what to do stuff, and why you need to do it. And that's all what we talk about in the group. And then the course is like an extension of that, where now I'm going to show you step by step exactly how to do that. You know, so now you know you need to be making videos for YouTube, and you need to be repurposing them for Facebook, and you need to make like the square videos for Facebook with the title on the top and the text on the bottom of what to do. So I'm going to take you step by step by step, exactly how to do it, exactly how to upload them, exactly where to put them in the universe, how to interact with them, how often to do it. And that's all the stuff in the course. And then also there's some perks in the course. Like there's a secret group that I have, where those live practices I mentioned, we're doing them one-on-one, where we're scheduling them so that you can go live, and I will be there from the first minute. We will talk about exactly what you need to break down to get your, some people just need their setting. Like you have that really nice background. I do my background on purpose, you know, but other people don't think to do that, or they don't know how to set it up. I have lighting here that I have just set up all the time for myself when I do these, because I do them every day now, you know? So it's like, I don't want to have to put this lighting up and then take it down and put it up and take it down every single day. That would be silly.
That will be another question actually on my list about your daily lives, you know, and you're right, you know, sometimes you just have to have that space, don't you? I do as well. I do have a big light here, and thank you for saying that my background is really nice, because every time I look at my videos, I'm like, oh, I need to do something with that wall. But we're very critical. In terms of being a perfectionist when it comes to that stuff, what is your stand on this?
In terms of being a perfectionist of like backgrounds and things like that?
Yeah, like, you know, how much should you worry about your videos? I know you do need to have a nicer setting, but where do you draw the line? Because some people don't go on video because they're just so worried about these little details. They never do it.
Well, it could be a very simple background. I mean, here's my thinking on this, because I think it comes down to like a bit of a mindset trick. Not everybody, but a lot of entrepreneurs now are getting into making video, to using video, right? and you see more and more people using video all the time, especially live video. So when it first came out, it was this novelty, right? It was like, okay, I have this phone in my pocket. It's like, hey guys, I'm live and you can see me, and your friends will be like, oh look, that's Bobby. Oh my goodness, he's live. I can like interact. It's like this, we've never done this before. It's amazing, you know? Except guess what? A week and a half went by and now we've been doing it a lot, and it's really not that amazing anymore. We're getting kind of used to it. So when you see a lot of entrepreneurs continuing to do the videos the same way as when they started, where they just sort of hold their phone. I have a very narrow thing, so I have to be tight. They sort of hold their phone in front of their face and they're looking down at it, and you can see right up their nose, and it's like a weird angle, and they're moving around too much and it's shaky. And, you know, so what happens is the people who watch your videos, they see a lot of videos like that, and they start to get desensitized to that level of quality. It's like all of a sudden there's just this ocean of video all on that level. And if you could do something, anything to sort of amplify the level of quality, you would stand above the crowd, so to speak. That's why I make sure I just have a nice background. I make sure that I'm pretty well lit. Can I do a quick demonstration of what I see a lot?
Please, yeah.
Check this out. I like this. Watch this. So this is what I see a lot, right? Where people do stuff like this, and it's like the lights behind them, they're kind of dark, you know, and you see this a lot because people don't understand lighting, and they might just be walking around, and especially if they are walking around, then it's like, oh, that light just hits you in the face, and you know, stuff like that. So let me turn the lights back on.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea, because we can't see you. We can't see your face at all. Well, now we can. So, welcome back
to this, you know, so it's like, I didn't go out and get like a brand new camera, you know, this isn't like a $3,000 Canon DSLR suddenly, and now I look amazing. It's the same camera. It's the same iPhone. What I did is I set up some lights, and I just made sure that I had kind of an interesting background, and I'm doing my lives on a tripod so that they're not shaky. And, you know, they're easier to watch. So just that alone sort of elevates the quality of the video, you know, so that that's
right. I'm not going to switch off my light. I'm too vain for that, so I'm not going to do that kind of demonstration now.
No, there's no reason, but it's like, I just see that a lot of people do that. They don't. If you just start to think of that, you could elevate it a little bit more, you know. And then it just comes down to your presentation and stuff like that. So I talk a lot about these things in my group. Like just the other day, I was talking about just 3 tips for like being a little bit more concise, and I like to have scripts for my lives so that I stay on track.
Was that the video that you said I don't have much time, and you went for 25 minutes?
Yeah, I think so.
That's my biggest problem. Like I start and then I say, okay, guys, goodbye. And they really need to get a cup of tea and come back to me because it's going to be another 20 minutes of me. Yeah. Well, that's what happens. You know, if you love this so much, you just can't stop doing what you love, isn't it? Look,
I can do this all day long. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. I don't know how long this half an hour is going to turn into like 2 hours interview. I want to go back to the online courses and actually go back to how you started this, because majority of the audience for my shows are entrepreneurs, and a lot of these entrepreneurs are trying to build an online business. So in terms of putting your knowledge, package your knowledge as an online course, where did you start? How did it happen? Can you just tell us a little bit of the history behind that?
Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to. I actually started it a couple of years ago. I created a course based on branding, you know, and it was just teaching people about the mindset behind branding and some of the how-tos to brand yourself as an expert in your field. And the problem that I had was I hadn't been really doing much legwork to build an audience around me. I had the knowledge and the expertise, and I just started putting it together and put it out there, but it was crickets because nobody was expecting it. Nobody knew that this was coming. I wasn't doing that much for people to be paying a lot of attention to me at that time. And I thought that, well, maybe I just made the wrong course, or maybe I was talking about things that people don't care about. And now I've sort of transitioned a little bit where I'm still talking about that same exact stuff, but I'm doing it more in the realm of video specifically, because video seems to be, when I mention video, people are like, oh, I want to know about that. I want to talk about video. I want to hear about that. And then they come into my world, and I open it up to a lot more than just video. You know, I don't talk about just video editing. This isn't like a class on Adobe Premiere or Canon DSLRs. You know, we touch on those things, but it's really a whole grouping course on branding, establishing yourself as a leader and an expert, creating an audience around your brand, having the vision that you have for your business, the future that you can see for your business and yourself, and learning how to project it outward, you know, so that other people can see it too and get behind that emotion. So that's what I'm really about. And this time around, what I did was I started building my audience first. I started the group, and I started getting active in a lot of other groups that are similar in spirit and mindset to mine. And next thing you know, I just have a lot of people paying attention to me, so that when I said, hey, I have a course where I can teach you exactly how to do what we're talking about every day, and people are saying, yeah, I'd like to learn that. And I took that branding course that I made 2 years ago that nobody bought a single one of, and I put it in as a bonus. You know, so when you buy my video course, you get the branding course as a free bonus. And some of my students now are telling me, this is amazing. Oh my God. And I was like, I know it's amazing, but nobody knew about it. I didn't have a way to tell anybody about it before. So I think your question is like, what should people do? Because a lot of people want to make courses. And one of the things that I suggest is to start creating an audience around yourself first, just by being of service and value, and then asking them what they want. Because I started to sell the course before I made it, and people were buying into it at a very inexpensive price in the very, very beginning. And then I would have a phone call with them, and I'd say, great, I'm going to start making the course now. What do you want to learn? And they would say, I need to know this, and I need to know that. And a lot of it was stuff that I knew they needed to know. Some people were missing a few things that I really knew they needed to know. But the very interesting part was that people were saying, I would really love to learn this. And it was like, I didn't even think of that, you know? And it was like, or they asked to learn stuff that to me seems like common knowledge, like things I wouldn't even think to teach it, because it's just become so rudimentary to me.
This is funny. This is actually something that I kind of struggle sometimes. I'm saying, oh, what should I do? What should I train? And then what actually people really need to know, for me, feels so basic. I'm thinking, who's going to listen to this? And actually, everybody's going to listen to this. And they probably, when I start talking about what I think they want to know, it's over their heads, because you need to cover the basics first. We have a similar background, web design, and you do graphic design as well. And I come from a digital marketing background. And you kind of sometimes get used to be cooking in all that world and, you know, being kind of technically a little bit more advanced. And then when you meet people who you helping to grow their businesses, they might not be just there. They might not be there. And you just think, well, so it's great. It's a great actually idea of asking your audience what they want to learn by offering a course at a cheaper price. And then they help you build a course that will be a lot of value, because that's exactly what you need. That's fantastic, actually. That's brilliant.
Well, and it's working too, because now I actually have several students in the course, and I have the first module finished, and the second module I'm trying to get finished today if I can. And so I can put that up for them. And I have the next few steps all laid out. But
as you said yourself, start with building your own audience. This is what attraction marketing is about. And I was watching an interview yesterday with Ben Perry and Tony Reed. I think they're both watching, actually. Hi, guys. And Ben said something I absolutely loved. It's not who you know, it's who knows you. And that's how you build your profile first. And it's not necessarily who you know will influence how you're selling your stuff. It's actually who knows you. And that creates this momentum. And that's what, well, I can see clearly that you're doing this. Ben has done that. And, you know, I'm doing it. So this is just all consistency, isn't it? I have another question here now. That's a bit of a personal question. How many hours a day do you spend on Facebook, Bobby?
How many hours a day are there? If my eyes are open, no, I'm teasing. You know, I'm trying to reduce that. I'm trying to have like quick ins and outs because I do have other work to do, and I have client work. I have a course to put together, and all of that stuff. So I try to like jump in, do a lot at once, and then jump out. And I'm learning that if I'm sitting at my desk working on something, I just need to turn Facebook off, because I like one notification will come in. I'll be like, oh, what's that? You know? And
that's
and
right.
It's like,
it's like that squirrel. And you go.
Squirrel. Exactly right. Yeah, it's very much like that.
I'm terrible like this, you know. I'll get up in the morning, and I try and get up at 6 o'clock before everybody else. So I'll have an hour or two for myself. And originally it was supposed to be get up, meditate, have a workout. Nobody's around, so you have the time. Now I get up, and while my kettle is on for the coffee, I'm looking down the phone, 84 notifications. I'm gone for the day. Sounds familiar, right?
My wife and I were having a joke this morning on Facebook because we were sitting on our back deck together, next to each other, having our coffee on our back deck, on our phones, talking to each other on Facebook. But you know, publicly, so now other people are jumping in on the conversation. We were having a whole different conversation aloud. We were talking about like family stuff, but on Facebook, we were joking around about this other stuff. And one of the things was, she said that she was messaging me on iMessage, and I wasn't responding. And then she Facebook Messengered me, and I responded like that.
And you responded.
The reason was my phone was muted, right? Because I mute it overnight, because when I wake up, I have what you have. I press the button on my phone, and it's like,
I do as well. I have do not disturb from 7:30 till 7:30 in the morning. I just don't want to hear it because it's the worst.
But I mean, it's global now. So I have, I mean, you're in Ireland, you know, and
that's right.
5 or 6 hours apart. But I have friends now in Africa and Asia and Australia, where it's like literally the middle of the day when it's the middle of the night here. And they might just be, you know, they don't think anything of messaging me at 1 o'clock in the afternoon their time. But if it dinged at 2 o'clock in the morning in my house all night long, I'd be like, so I just mute it, you know?
No, I'd be divorced. I just got married, and I'd be divorced if that happened. I have to have my phone off. And I do miss phone calls, and I do miss things because I don't hear, and I forget then to take it off sometimes. But you know what? It's better that, and you can return a phone call, than all this constant. You know, it's a syndrome of digital distraction, isn't it? Because all these little, small little sounds, they just constantly distract you. You can't switch off at all. You know, I find myself spending so much time on Facebook, and then you're saying, okay, whatever, 8 o'clock, you know, let's sit down and watch a movie with the family. And I just don't switch off, and I don't know how, in a way, even though I do, but it's just becoming so impossible sometimes. And then the family says, I don't think you're with us. I don't think you are.
What's that?
The family doesn't feel like I'm there.
With them, yeah.
You know, even though I am, and I'm making this effort, but they can see I'm making an effort, and my brain is still in the zone. And I find it's very, very overwhelming, even though this is where we build our business. The Facebook is kind of a place of work and socializing, and we're meeting great people. I'm delighted I met you. I met so many people recently that I feel absolutely delighted to be friends with. You know, it doesn't matter where they are in the world. Right. And then you're making new connections, and people are messaging you. Hi, how are you? I love these, like, how are you? What's new with you? I said, well, I don't know you don't know what's old with me. Yeah. It's all on my profile. So if you're saying hello, and just say something that's not an open kind of, tell me about your business. I have a business page. It's all there, but it's like 8 o'clock at night now, and I'm watching a movie. I really don't want to be typing. I stopped typing now. I'm actually doing voice clips now on this, because you just better say, I'm so sorry, can't chat now, but thank you for connecting, or something. You just feel like you want to be friendly, but it's really crazy. It's just too much. Too much. Too much.
There's a degree of overwhelm, you know, and you know, it's very interesting that we got on this conversation, because I feel that is a major point that I'm trying to make, is that there's such overwhelm with the amount of information that we have to sift through, the amount of choices that we have of videos to watch. You and I are making this video right now. It's live on Facebook. We are in several groups where many people know both of us and would be interested to see this, but for some of them, there just isn't the time to sit and watch this video right now. So some of them may watch it live, some of them may watch it in replay later today or tomorrow or something like that. But for many of them, it's going to go by and they're going to miss it because there just isn't that time.
That's right. I just want to, oh, did you finish up?
The point that I just wanted to make about it is that that's why I am striving so hard to teach people how to make better videos, because when you can make them better and you can be a little more confident in them and you can just present something that is more interesting and I know it's not a word, but I like it, funner, you know, people will take the time to watch that over other things. So it's
well, that's true as well. That's true as well. However, I just find, like, for example, as we just said, you know, we have a lot of people that you really love and admire on Facebook, you know, and you want to follow their content and you want to watch it. But just the other day, one of the guys that I really like had an interview that lasted 2 hours with someone else that I also really like. 2 hours, I just couldn't do it till the end. I did it, I multitasked, I did something else while it was on. But you know what I love, why I interrupted you so rudely, what I love about your group is that you do summaries. After your videos, you do a summary. And if I can't keep up, even though I asked you to tag me on all your videos, but sometimes just, you know yourself, life interferes, you can't keep up with every video. But those summaries are great because you can then say, you can see what you've been talking about, and if that's important, you will go and watch that. I think that this is a great tip for the longer videos.
You know, a few people have mentioned the summaries because I started doing them one night because I couldn't think of anything to write. And I was like, what can I write? I was like, I'll just write what I said today. And I just called it a wrap up. And then people were like, oh, this is great. And now, like, people have been saying, oh, that's so helpful. So I try to do it every night now when I can. I don't always get to, but I try to do them as often as I can.
They are extremely helpful. Actually, my friend Amy Bernier, who was here a couple of weeks ago on this Easy Chat, she said to me, she pointed out, so, you know, people are actually telling each other now, go and check out Bobby's wrap-ups. You should do the wrap-ups like that, because it's true. It's impossible. You know, I'm running the 7-day video live challenge, and there's a few people, there's only about 10 people that are participating. It's all great. But again, I have to watch all those videos again, and it takes, you know, a lot of time. So when you're watching something educational, having a wrap up, I think it's brilliant. It's a brilliant idea. Okay, well, look, Bobby, what can I drill you about? We've been here for half an hour. Usually I try not to keep it too long, but what I want from you and this to wrap up, I want you to give us a couple of tips on maybe on the video confidence, and, you know, do you have anything that you could share with our viewers? What's the best way to approach video? One big tip.
Well, let's just make it a couple of tips about confidence, because I know that that's a big one for a lot of people. And, you know, what I usually say to people if they're like, I don't have a lot of confidence to do video, I can't do a Facebook Live or something like that. It's really just practice, and it's practice incrementally. So let's say you are trying to build up the confidence to do a Facebook Live. Well, I would never suggest just go live and do one, because you're going to feel really bad and you're nervous and you may turn your tail and run and never do one again. So what I normally do is just say, well, pretend you're going live, you know, where you can just sort of turn the camera on your phone and turn it on and just record a video, maybe not even speaking at first, and then watch it back and delete it. And then you do another one and you can watch it back and delete it. And if you do it a few times, what I suggest is, like, try it at different angles. Like, look at yourself this way. You know, maybe you were holding it like this, but if you hold it like this, you like the way it looks better, you know? So try it this way instead of this way, you know, that kind of thing. And then eventually a funny thing happens. You look at one of these videos that you've made and you go, kind of like this one, you know, and you start to get used to the way you look. You start to get used to hearing your voice recorded back and hearing it back. And then maybe you're still not ready to go live, but there are some other things you can do where you can do a live in private, you know, and that's something that I teach my students, a trick to go live in private so that you're live and you can see the 3, 2, 1 and the live button is on, except nobody can see it because it's private.
So they put the privacy of the post, see only me. And that's, I did it a couple of times when I was testing my setup. It's really, really handy. And you can also, the other thing I did as well, I recorded a video like this. I went live on my page and then I went into privacy settings and there was, you can select who you can see. So I got Bobby was the only person, except me and Bobby were the only people who could see. That was the video that I sent you a link. So this privacy setting is really, really good. Take advantage of that, guys.
It's really awesome. And then there are groups where you can join. There's my group with live practice, and there's the 30-day Facebook challenge group, 30-day Facebook live challenge group where you can practice doing lives in that group. And the whole group is just people doing lives because they want to get better at it. You know?
That's right. My group as well, Fearless Nation. We just ran a 7-day challenge, but we're going to run much more challenges that will incorporate doing it on the live video to boost people's confidence, talking about themselves and talking about their business. Sometimes people are very comfortable talking about themselves, but they're actually not comfortable talking about their business. Did you notice that? When it comes to actually sort of wording what you are and what you do, and that's where they stumble, and that's where they need confidence sometimes.
Yeah, well, the problem is that they start talking about their business, but they don't know how to do it without trying to sell something. They don't know how to say what they do without saying, come on down and talk to me and let's have a phone call and all the salesy kind of spammy sounding things. And that's another thing, is to learn how to eliminate that stuff from your videos so that people want to watch. If all your videos are just, I'm great, you should hire me, well, then everyone's going to be like, no, click, and, you know,
that's right. It's like people knocking at your door, and I am so mean to them. I'm like, I'm not going to waste your time, boom, and close the door. Or people calling me, God help them, because I'm just so straightforward.
It just doesn't work anymore, you know, that kind of stuff, it just doesn't work, and really none of us should be doing it, you know?
That's right. That's what I call authentic, well, not just me, but we call this authentic marketing. When you market yourself authentically, what you are, really what you are, you know, and yes, you're talking about what you do, but not saying buy from me right now. There's nobody wants that. People don't look at commercials anymore. This is just This is 2017. That's right. I just want to say hello to people who are watching us, and have a look. There's Ben Perry's with us, and Tash Erickson. Your wife Laura is with us, Bobby, which is great. And Jake Tellman, Bernie Allen. Hi, Owen Lutz. Welcome, Owen. And Kay Mears. We have Caitlin Batters. Caitlin was doing my challenge in my group, their 7-day challenge. Tyson Hollis. Tyson is in your group, isn't he?
Yes,
aren't you? Yes. I love your voice, Tyson. It's really like, I would like, if you worked, you look well as well, but if you worked on the radio, I'd have that station on all the time. Adrian Marson is here. Tony Reed is here. Hi, Tony. Tori. I'm going to get Tori on my show as well. She's one of the people on my show, on my guest list. Guys, this is great. And Amy. Hello, Amy. Guys, thank you very much for joining us. Well, that was a fantastic chat, I thought. Bobby, I enjoyed it very much. Thank you very much for joining me on a Saturday noon. You have any plans for today?
Yeah, I got to go finish modules for my course. I have people in it now that paid me. I have to go do it, you know.
On Saturday afternoon.
That. Yeah.
When you get out.
Saturdays on my stuff. You know, Saturdays I kind of use for me, and Sundays I take off and do family things. And we have a nice brunch schedule tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that.
That's nice. When you're working for yourself, it's it doesn't matter if it's a Saturday or Sunday. You kind of decide.
It doesn't matter to me at all. I wake up living this stuff, you know, so every day is just a day to me. I don't really think of it as I have to work and I can't take off, you know. It's like, that's
what I say to my husband. He's always like, it's a Saturday, we have to do something. And I'm like, well, it's just a kind of regular day. And he watches a lot of football, soccer that I don't like, so I don't watch it. So for me, it's just a regular day. There's nothing special, but I have some nice fillet steaks being cooked for me today by my wonderful husband. So I'm looking forward to that kind of end of the day. And listen, guys, that was a brilliant show. Thank you very much for joining me. Now, the next show, and you guys better watch out for it. It's going to be next Wednesday, the 9th of August, and I'm going to have my wonderful Ben Perry as a guest. I'm so delighted. So guys, join us. Bobby, thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I hope everybody will have a great night. See you later. Bye, Bobby. Bye.